Morning, everybody. How to make complex things simple. That's today's topic. For those of you who are able to make it, and this is in response to a question that came up yesterday from Sarah around all of the tech stuff that's out there and how we get our minds around it. And it just got me thinking about some things that I've seen recently and had conversations about this, and I wanted to talk about it in today's Facebook Live. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Melissa. Yay. I just saw your comments. I wanted to respond to that. Maybe I'll make that tomorrow's video. And Melissa, actually, some of what you and I have talked about have inspired a bit of the stuff today. So here's what I'm seeing. Now, we live in this time when there's a lot of stuff available to us. A lot of tools, a lot of tricks, a lot of options, there's just, you've heard it, like innovation is just moving faster than we can get caught up with. So the minute that we get really comfortable with one thing, there's a new thing there. And so then we think, well, I got to get that thing. And all of this stuff is being put in place to make it easier for us to do things, right? That's the whole idea, that if we just do all these things, then it'll be easier to do the thing we really want to do. For example, if I want to go hiking, then I think, well, I should probably have good hiking shoes. And if I started looking around, I could find countless tools out there that would make me a better hiker. I could look for different, right, hiking shoes, backpacks, water bottles, clothing that'll help keep me cool or clothing that'll help keep me warm. There's just all this stuff out there, and I can get lost in the world of stuff when all I want to do is step outside my door and go on a little hike, right? Just walk up and down a trail or through the woods or whatever a hike is for you. Same thing with writing, right, Melissa? You say, well, I just want to write. I just want to write things, and I want to write them in a format that other people might be able to see, right? Because there's different kinds of writing. We can write in a journal so that's kind of an important difference. You want to write for yourself, or do you want to write so people can see it? But either way, let's say you want to write for other people to see it. Well, then it's like, but there's so many things out there and places, things that we can do to set up so that we can write. We got to get a website, and then if we have a website, we should probably have a name for the website, and then what website should I get? And then, well, wait a minute, shouldn't I have colors? And then they're asking me for a logo, but I don't have a logo. So it's like we fool ourselves into thinking, or we're taught, and we're just come to believe that in order to do the thing we really want to do, we have to first do all of this stuff. And we take this very simple little action and make it incredibly complex. When at the end of all that complexity, what we want to do is write. So it's like, I want to do this really simple thing, but in order to do that really simple thing, I have to master all of these very, 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 very complex things. Hi, Renee. So then I can do the simple thing. And so I totally get you, Renee. It derails me. So Renee, I don't know if are you a business owner at all? I know some of you watching are business owners, or you're entrepreneurs, or you're trying to get things off the ground and you just want to take your work out in the world and you want to get paid for it, right? Talk about a sea of madness and options and stories and paths. And it's like, here's this thing that I really like to do, and I'd like to get it in front of a few more people, like whatever the thing is. And so in order to do this tiny little thing, I have to suddenly do this and 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 this, just so I can do that. And I heard this in the question that came up yesterday from Sarah, and Sarah, I hope you get a chance to watch this, that, for example, me being here on Facebook Live. Facebook has given this tool out where you can go on a business page, if you've made a business page, and you can click go live. And if you have a camera and you have a microphone or whatever, you can be in front of people. You can make a video, even if no one sees it. And I started this project with maybe if no one ever sees it, at least I'll have a handful of videos of me talking about the things that I teach and what I like to coach around, and I can use those in some way, and I don't know. You guys having come to watch like is just a little bonus, right? Oh, thank you for the thumbs ups. Yeah, if you're liking these at all, please feel free to share the likes and the hearts and the shares, and that's really awesome. So you guys watching was like a bonus, okay? It's a bonus that I've met some of you. Some of you have been here like every day. You're sharing your comments. You're coming in with questions. It's so awesome and rewarding. But okay, so back to the example. There's this tool, this Facebook Live. You can show up, you can click live, and then you're live. But even with this, there are now tools coming out that are trying to get you to believe that if you use their tool, it will then be easier to do the thing. Like, here's this little button you can push and you can be live and on video and talking about your stuff. But in order to do that simple thing, first you have to do this and this and this, and then learn that, and then this and this and this and that, and then you can do the simple thing. So when I speak with business owners, and some of my clients are business owners, and they come with this idea, this thing, this just seed of an idea that has suddenly been turned into this complex set of events, right? All the stuff around it. Well, I got to get a website and a picture and a logo and this, then I got to do that. I got to take this course and I got to do the marketing and then this, blah, blah, blah. And then if I do that, then I can invite someone to work with me. Then I can invite someone to have a conversation. Then I can send the email to the person who I met yesterday, who I think actually could be a really good fit for what I'm doing. But before I do that, I first have to do all these things. My role when I'm talking with them and when I hear you guys tell me about these ideas that are coming up is to kind of see through all of that. That's one of my superpowers, I guess, is that I can listen to your story and all the thoughts, and I can kind of laser in and have this perception around it that's different than what you see, and kind of pick out the little nugget, like, okay, so you want to do all these things so you can do this little thing? What if we just started doing that little thing? And Sarah, if you're watching, and for those of you who are watching, are you putting off the simple thing because you believe that it has to be more complex? And listen, it's out there everywhere, every day. Ooh, here's a new tool. Ooh, here's a new that. Oh, here's that. Here's how to brand. Here's how to do this. Here's how to build a website. There's just this massive machine of, you can't just do that. You got to make it better by doing all these things. But I want to challenge you on that. Renee, this is one of my journeys, is to see that I don't need to keep gathering all the knowledge before I can start. And Renee, I would love to know what it is you want to start. What is it you want to start? Like, feel free to share it in the comments. If it can help you right now to just kind of narrow in, like, what is the simple thing you're putting off? What's the simple thing? And what if you just started doing that simple thing? And that doesn't mean that we don't leave room for learning, that we don't leave room for exploring, but being mindful that it's not keeping us from taking action on that little piece, on what the little nugget is that we're complexifying. I don't know if that's a word. Any thoughts, any questions? Melissa, is anything coming up from you if you're still here? Or Marinda, Renee, I know a few of you are watching. I don't know if I can see who's watching. I wish I could, but if you're watching, is there something in your life that has suddenly come to feel so complicated that you're not even doing it, and maybe we can make it simple again? Yes, I always think I have to know everything about a subject before I know anything. Well, think about it before you do anything. But it's kind of like, Melissa, you have children, right? For those of you who are watching that have children, you can read about having children, and then you've realized that it takes having the kid before you really figure out what to do. It's like, it's all hypothetical until then. Until you're doing it, you don't know what to do. You don't really know. It's like reading a cookbook and thinking you're going to become a great chef. You've got to get the knives out. You got to start chopping. You got to put stuff on a pan and turn on the stove and see what happens. That's where you're going to learn and discover. And, Melissa, the example with your writing. Like, I thought that was so beautiful what you did that day, and what I know you're still thinking on was just, we cut off all of that excess. We said, simple way to write online, get something posted, and you did it. And that really illustrated the power of our story, that we need more, and that actually we don't. We can just start doing the thing. Renee shares, so I'm an intuitive. I've been coaching people for a long time with my gifts, but before it's a business, I feel like I need some, what's going to come next? I mean, I can speak, you know, share with you guys, like my coaching, I, my coaching business thrives when I'm in conversation with people. That's it. Like when I talk with people, that's when my coaching business thrives and I create more clients. And so everything recently has been around how do I get in conversation with people? How do I talk? Not with like a high pressure sales talk, but just to connect and talk and see what happens. And there's this amazing book out there. It's called Essentialism. It's really about this idea. I found it very inspiring, but really forces you to ask yourself, like, what is the thing you want and what is the most direct way of getting there, and to shave off everything else. Miranda shares, with crocheting, it can be easy to think you need a special yarn to make something, but you can always practice a pattern with cheaper yarn in a sample size before tackling a big item with quality yarn. Most definitely. It's a perfect metaphor, right? Like, we say, well, I can't start crocheting until I have this yarn. It's like, but you got yarn, so start crocheting. And it's important that you don't hear, or you're going to hear what you need to hear right now, that by doing the thing, it means you're not going to do the learning, that you're not going to explore other ways. Of course there are. I mean, I started this Facebook Live, and then I discovered BeLive, and I started trying to use that, and now I'm kind of like, BeLive, whatever. I almost like showing up here and seeing the comments. It feels a little bit more direct. I don't know. But I wouldn't have known any of that unless I just kind of started. And they, you know, you hear the things like to take imperfect action and what is it? Doing it mediocre is better than not doing it or something. But there's something I think really to be learned in that it's just about kind of stepping into it and giving it a shot and not protecting yourself behind all this idea that, well, if I just have all the things, then I can do it. That's okay, Renee. Renee, I would love to know just if it doesn't come through now, because I'm still not exactly sure. Before it's a business, you feel like you need some. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Maybe you mean some clients or something. But if I can't get to it today, follow up. You can send me a direct message and just let me know what you're thinking when you have a chance to type more of it out. So, all right. So that's what I have to share today. What is the thing that you're complexifying? And what is the simple little piece that you want? And if you're not sure, reach out to me. That's what I do. That's my jam. Is I love helping people take complex things and making them simple again, and then taking micro actions on them again, and noticing when all the noise up here is just keeping you from your own wisdom and your own creativity, because it's all there. And I'll type it in if any of you complexifying. You like that? If these ideas, I just put it in the comments, but if these ideas are resonating, if you want support in implementing them in your own situation, in your own life, your own work, in ideas that you have that you want to bring to life, I have added in the comments a link to where we can set up a time to talk. I would love to do that. So you're all invited. We can explore what comes up when we're talking one-on-one. I would really love that. In the meantime, I'll pin that too, so it's up at the top. In the meantime, I invite you to I don't invite you. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Wednesday, and I'll be back tomorrow. Some of you have shared some things in a post that I put up yesterday. Just what you wish you knew how to do. Melissa, I saw yours, and maybe I'll bring that to the table. And I know that Beth, I think, shared something as well. So Renee, if you want to check that out, or Miranda, if you want to check that out, or anyone watching, feel free to share your comments there. Although I was born with a gift but needed something else to tell me that, okay, now you can do this. Here's a certification. Renee, I want to talk to you more. I want to know what this story is and what's going on with you. So send me a note. Send me a note or set up a time to chat, and it'd be cool to dive in. All right. You're all great. Thumbs up. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow.